purple skies and fallen ships. The meteor shower painted Echo 7's observation dome with streaks of light, turning the artificial night into a celestial canvas Dr. Aya Nakamura had grown accustomed to admiring alone. "Another beautiful show wasted on just me," she whispered to herself, pressing her palm against the cold polymer of the dome. The remote research station, orbiting Kepler 438b, had been her home for 3 years, isolation becoming a comfortable companion in her xenobiological research. "Dr. Nakamura, anomalous object detected in Sector 4. The station's AI announced, her melodic voice interrupting Aya's moment of solitude. "Trajectory indicates it will impact research perimeter in approximately 47 seconds. Aya straightened, her moment of reverie forgotten. "Arya, magnify Sector 4. The observation dome's display shifted, focusing on what appeared to be a small craft tumbling through the meteor field. "That's not a meteor," she murmured, reaching for her communications device. "Dr. Chen, we have an unidentified object incoming." "I see it," the station commander's voice crackled through. "Impact zone looks like the northern quadrant. Get your environment suit on and meet me at airlock 3. The journey through Echo 7's corridors was swift and practiced, Aya's mind racing through possibilities as she sealed her environment suit. The station housed only 4 researchers, each specializing in different xenological fields. Their isolation on the frontier made unexpected visitors rare and concerning. The impact site glowed faintly against the rusty landscape of the moon's surface. A small craft, no larger than a transport pod, had carved a furrow into the regolith. Dr. Chen's flashlight beam played across the sleek, unfamiliar design. "Nothing in our database matches this configuration," he muttered, scanning the vessel with his handheld analyzer. "No radiation leakage, but I'm getting organic readings from inside." Aya approached carefully. The whole material seems to be absorbing and reflecting light differently than standard alloys. Her gloved hand touched the surface, feeling unexpected warmth despite the freezing temperatures of the moon's surface. There appears to be some kind of release mechanism here. Before she could investigate further, the pod's surface rippled like disturbed water. A seam appeared, widening to reveal a dimly lit interior. Aya and Dr. Chen stepped back, hands instinctively moving to their sidearms. "Hello?" Aya called out, protocol forgotten in the face of scientific curiosity. "We're researchers from Earth Coalition. We can offer assistance." A figure emerged slowly from the craft, stumbling slightly. The being was humanoid but unmistakably alien, standing slightly taller than Aya, with skin the color of twilight, purple, that seemed to shimmer with its own internal luminescence. Long, silver-white hair floated around an elegant face marked with luminous patterns that pulsed faintly. "Fascinating," Aya breathed, lowering her weapon. The alien's eyes opened, revealing irises of brilliant amber that seemed to capture the starlight. They focused on Aya with startling intensity. The being took one step forward before collapsing. Aya moved without thinking, catching the alien before they hit the ground. "Dr. Chen, help me. The atmosphere might be toxic to them." Together, they carried the unconscious visitor back toward the airlock, the alien's weight surprisingly light in their arms. "Quarantine protocols, Dr. Nakamura," Chen reminded her firmly. "We don't know what we're dealing with." Of course, Aya agreed, though her scientific curiosity was already overwhelming caution. "But we need to stabilize them first." In the station's medical bay, scanners hummed as they passed over the alien form. Aya watched in fascination as data streamed across her screens. "Not human, but definitely humanoid," she noted. "Bilateral symmetry, similar organ placement, but entirely different biochemistry. The cellular structure is unlike anything in our database." "Is it dangerous?" Dr. Chen asked, standing near the door. She, Aya corrected, looking at the biological readings. And I don't believe so. Her systems appeared to be in some kind of protective shutdown. From these readings, she's recovering from extreme stress and possibly injury. The alien's eyes suddenly opened, those amber orbs immediately finding and fixing on Aya's face. A hand reached out, fingers touching Aya's wrist with surprising gentleness. "You," the alien spoke, her voice musical and resonant. "The stars have guided me to you at last."
Whispers of extinction. The quarantined lab hummed with a soft beeping of medical equipment. Aya watched as the alien visitors slept, her purple skin pulsing with gentle bioluminescence that cast shifting patterns across the sterile walls. Her vitals are stabilizing, Aya noted in her recorder, though her biochemistry remains unlike anything in our databases. Dr. Chen stood at the observation window, arms folded across his chest. The coalition protocol is clear. Any first contact scenarios must be reported immediately. "We're a research outpost on the edge of known space," Aya replied without taking her eyes off her patient. "The nearest coalition vessel is 3 weeks away. Even a priority transmission would take 4 days. "That doesn't change procedure," Chen's reflection frowned in the glass. "We don't know her intentions or capabilities." The alien stirred, those remarkable amber eyes opening slowly. They focused immediately on Aya with unnerving precision. "You saved me." Her voice carried melodic undertones that standard translators shouldn't have been able to process so perfectly. "I'm Dr. Aya Nakamura, xenobiologist. This is our station commander, Dr. Chen." Aya approached cautiously. "Can you tell us your name and where you came from?" "I am Sari of House Luminara, keeper of the ancestral memories. My people are the Luminari. We once inhabited 12 worlds in what you call the Cygnus Arm." "Once inhabited?" Chen asked, stepping closer. Sari's luminescence dimmed noticeably. "We are nearly extinct now. Only scattered survivors remain." Her gaze returned to Aya. "The Void Harvesters have hunted us for 3 generations. Their directive is complete elimination of our species." "Why would anyone pursue genocide against your people?" I asked, scientific detachment giving way to horror. "The Harvesters serve the collective, a machine intelligence that identified our unique biology as a threat. Our neural pathways can interface with and override their systems. Our ancestors once used this ability to free worlds from machine control." Chen's posture stiffened. "And you brought these harvesters to our research station?" "I engaged my ship's quantum scattering drive before entering your system," Sari replied. "Their sensors cannot track the trail, but they will continue searching. They always do." Later, when Chen had left to increase security protocols, Aya returned to find Sari standing at the lab window, gazing at the stars. Her purple skin seemed to shimmer with constellations of its own. "Your physiology is remarkable," Aya said, checking the medical readouts. "Your cells appear to regenerate at an accelerated rate." "The light within us is our strength and our burden." Sari turned, studying Aya with those penetrating amber eyes. "When the harvesters began their purge, our scientists scattered our remaining population, seeking worlds where we might survive and perhaps one day rebuild." "How many of your people remain?" Aya asked. "Fewer than 300, spread across thousands of light years." Sari's voice carried ancient sorrow. "I carry within me the genetic memory of my lineage, 15,000 years of history, art, science, and wisdom." She stepped closer to Aya. "But I cannot pass this legacy alone." Aya felt a strange tingling as Sari reached out, her fingers hovering just above Aya's temple. "May I show you?" Something in those amber eyes made Aya nod. Before she could reconsider, Sari's fingers made contact with her skin. The lab disappeared. Visions cascaded through Aya's mind, cities of crystal and light, vast libraries where information danced like living things, ships that sang as they traveled between stars, a civilization of beauty and knowledge. When the connection broke, Aya gasped, steadying herself against the lab table. "That was incredible," she whispered. "It is but a fraction of what we were, what we could be again." Sari's expression carried both pride and mourning. "How did you find us? This station isn't on major navigation charts." "I didn't find your station," Sari said quietly. "I found you. My ship's scanners detected your unique genetic signature from 12 light years away." "My genetics? Why would your ship scan for human DNA?" "Not human DNA. Compatibility." Sari's luminescence brightened. "For generations, our scientists have searched for compatible genetic patterns that could help restore our population. Each survivor carries a scanner calibrated to their specific biology." Aya's scientific mind raced ahead of Sari's explanation. "You're saying I'm genetically compatible with your species? That's impossible. The odds against cross-species compatibility are astronomical," Sari finished. "Yet here we are. The universe has a way of preserving what must not be lost." "Wait!" Aya stepped back as understanding dawned. "You came here specifically for me? To what? Reproduce?" "To preserve a dying civilization," Sari's voice remained calm, though her luminescence dimmed slightly. "I understand this is unexpected. Your consent would never be demanded. But the fact remains, you alone among all beings in this sector carry the genetic markers compatible with luminary physiology." The medical bay suddenly felt too small. Aya struggled to process the implications. "I'm a scientist. I study alien biology. I don't—" "Dr. Nakamura, to the command center," Arya's voice interrupted through the station comm system. "Unidentified vessel approaching orbital perimeter." Sari's amber eyes widened, her purple skin paling to lavender. "They found me. The harvesters have found me."
Trust in starlight. The Echo 7 command center hummed with nervous energy as Aya and Dr. Chen studied the approaching vessel on the main view screen. "Definitely not Coalition design," Chen muttered, fingers dancing across the console. "ARIA, any response to our hails?" "Negative, Commander," the station AI replied. "The vessel is maintaining position at the edge of our sensor range. No communication attempts detected." Aya glanced at Sari, who stood rigid by the doorway, her purple skin now pale and her luminescence nearly extinguished. "It's them, isn't it?" "A Harvester scout ship," Sari confirmed, her musical voice tight with fear. "They're scanning for luminary energy signatures." "Can they detect you here?" Chen demanded. "The station's outer hull contains enough rare earth metals to mask my presence temporarily." Sari approached the view screen, studying the predatory lines of the distant vessel. "But their technology evolves constantly. They will eventually modify their scanners." Chen turned to Kai, the station's security officer. "Initiate privacy protocols, lock down all external communications, and prepare defensive systems." "Sir, we're a research station. Our defenses are minimal at best." "We're also Coalition territory," Chen replied firmly. "If these harvesters are the genocidal force Sari describes, we have a duty to offer asylum." He turned to Aya. "Take her to the lower labs. The mineral deposits in that section should provide additional shielding." As they descended through Echo 7's rarely used maintenance corridors, Aya studied Sari with new eyes. The alien moved with fluid grace, despite her fear, her silver-white hair floating as if suspended in invisible currents. "You've been running your entire life, haven't you?"
Aya asked softly. Sari's amber eyes found hers. Not my entire life. For 300 cycles, I was a historian and keeper of ancestral memories on our colony world, Lumina Prime. Her luminescence pulsed briefly brighter. I had a home, gardens filled with crystalline flowers that sang in the morning light, libraries where our children learned the wisdom of 15,000 years. What happened? Aya asked as they reached the lower laboratory. The harvesters came without warning. Sari's voice grew distant. Their weapons targeted our biological signatures specifically. Only those of us in the deep archives survived. We scattered as our ancestors instructed, each carrying fragments of our civilization. The lower lab was Aya's personal research space, filled with specimens and equipment. Few visited this sanctum. The privacy felt appropriate for the conversation ahead. "Why me?" Aya asked finally, the question that had burned since Sari's revelation. "Of all the beings in this sector, why am I compatible with your biology?" Sari moved closer, her proximity sending an unexpected warmth through Aya's skin. "Your species and mine evolved on worlds with remarkable similarities. Despite developing separately across thousands of light years, we share certain fundamental genetic markers. But your DNA specifically carries a rare mutation, the same mutation that allows my people to interface with technology." "The gene therapy," Aya whispered in sudden understanding. "When I was a child, I had a rare neurological condition. The doctors used experimental treatments, creating an unexpected bridge between our species. The universe works through such improbabilities. You're asking me to help continue your species, to be the mother of your children." "I am asking for nothing." Sari's amber eyes held a depth of emotion Aya couldn't fully read. "I am merely explaining why the cosmic tide brought me to your shore." She moved to the laboratory window, gazing at the stars. "My people believe that souls find each other across lifetimes, across universes. When the luminari fade from this existence, our essence will find new forms." Aya joined her up the window. "As a scientist, I should find that improbable." "Yet you don't," Sari observed quietly. "I see it in your eyes. There is wonder there, not just analysis." The proximity between them created a tangible energy, like standing in an electromagnetic field. Aya found herself studying the delicate patterns that flowed beneath Sari's purple skin, the way her silver-white hair seemed alive with its own current. "Your people," Aya began hesitantly, "how do they form bonds, relationships?" Sari's luminescence brightened subtly. "We recognize kindred energies, those whose light harmonizes with our own. Through touch, we can share memories, emotions, dreams." Her fingers hovered near Aya's. "Would you like me to show you?" The moment stretched between them, fragile and electric. Aya's scientific curiosity warred with something deeper, more primal, the desire to understand, to connect. "Yes," Aya whispered. Sari's fingers intertwined with hers. Light danced where their skin touched, and Aya gasped as sensations cascaded through her. Warmth, wonder, the feeling of soaring through star-filled skies, and underneath it all, a profound loneliness that mirrored her own. The lab door slid open abruptly, breaking their connection. Kai stood in the doorway, his expression grim. "Dr. Chen wants you both in the command center immediately. The vessel is hailing us. They're demanding we turn over any non-human life forms." His eyes fixed on Sari. "They say they're hunting a dangerous fugitive." Sari's light drammed dramatically. "The harvesters never negotiate. They only deceive." "Dr. Chen won't turn you over," Aya assured her, surprised by the fierceness in her own voice. "None of us will." As they made their way back through the station, Sari caught Aya's hand once more. The brief connection sent a single clear thought between them. "If they take me, the memory of my people dies forever. You are my last hope, Aya Nakamura, not just for offspring, but for everything we were, everything we could be together." The command center doors opened to reveal the main view screen filled with a face that was almost human, but not quite. a man with pale, perfect features and eyes of cold steel. "I am Cooper, enforcer of the collective. Surrender the Luminari fugitive immediately." Shadows of pursuit. The command center fell silent as Cooper's cold gaze swept over them through the view screen. "We detect Luminari energy signatures on your station." His voice carried artificial precision. "Surrender the fugitive or we will be forced to extract her." Dr. Chen stepped forward, his posture deliberately casual. "This is a coalition research outpost. We're studying stellar phenomena. No fugitives here." He gestured around the sparse command center. "Feel free to scan our personnel records." "Your primitive attempts at deception are noted," Cooper replied. "The collective has authorized me to board your facility for inspection. Prepare for our arrival." The transmission cut. Aya felt Sari trembling beside her, the alien's purple skin now ashen with fear. "They cannot be allowed to find her," Aya insisted, turning to Chen. "You've seen what she showed us. The harvesters are committing genocide." Chen's expression remained unreadable. "Area, what are our options if the harvester ship attempts forced entry?" "Limited, Commander," the AI responded. "Our defensive systems are designed for meteor deflection, not combat. Station structural integrity would be compromised within minutes of sustained attack." "Then we don't resist directly," Chen decided. "We hide Sari and cooperate with their inspection." He turned to Kai. "Take her to the old hydroponics chamber. The mineral deposits there should mask her signature." "I'll go with her," Aya said immediately. The abandoned hydroponics lab lay deep within Echo 7's original structure, its walls embedded with regolith from the moon's surface. The narrow space felt claustrophobic as Aya and Sari huddled together, listening to the distant sounds of the harvester boarding party. "They will find me," Sari whispered, her luminescence dimmed to nearly nothing. "Their scanners evolve with each encounter." "Not if they can't see your light." Aya took Sari's hands in hers. "Focus on me. Channel your energy into our connection." As their fingers intertwined, Sari's amber eyes widened in understanding. The purple glow beneath her skin faded further, light seeming to flow between them. A warmth spread through Aya's body, tingling and electric. "Your DNA," Sari whispered. "It's absorbing my excess energy." Their faces were inches apart in the darkness. Aya could feel Sari's breath, soft against her skin. The alien's silver-white hair drifted forward, brushing against Aya's cheek. The sensation sent shivers down her spine. "Tell me about your world. What would we do there together?" Aya said immediately. Sari's fingers tightened around hers. "We would walk beneath crystal spires that sing with the morning light. I would show you gardens where flowers bloom in patterns matching the stars. I would take you to the ancient libraries where knowledge flows like living water." The sound of footsteps in the corridor outside silenced them. Aya held her breath as the heavy tread of harvester boots passed their hiding place. The moment stretched into minutes until finally the sounds faded. "They're continuing toward the research labs," Aya whispered. "You could still surrender me," Sari said suddenly. "Save your station, your colleagues." Aya found herself leaning closer, drawn by something beyond rational thought. "Or we could find another way," she murmured. "Together." Their lips met hesitantly at first, then with growing certainty. The contact sent cascades of light through Aya's closed eyelids, visions of worlds she'd never seen, stars burning in patterns unknown to human astronomy. When they finally parted, Aya felt fundamentally changed, as though something new had awakened within her cells. "I feel you," she whispered in wonder, "inside me, like starlight. Our energies have synchronized. This is how my people bond. It is rare, profound." The door slid open, revealing Kai, his expression urgent. "They're preparing to leave," he whispered. "Cooper claims their scans found nothing, but he doesn't seem convinced. We don't have much time."